All right, so everything's recording. So, y'all care to introduce yourselves?
My name is Steve Matchett.
I'm Stephen Hoth.
Daniel Hoth.
Gary Tyrrell.
Awesome, and you are
The Flying Squad.
the Flying Squad. And you guys have been flying together for quite some time.
Yeah, we started in 1999, and over the years we gradually added more pilots, and we've lost a few pilots to they've emigrated or they've changed. So it's got an evolving team, but this group's been together since about 2010, 2012.
All right. And you do not just competition, but you guys also do like demo performance at festivals.
Yeah. Most of the time it's demonstrations, not just kite festivals. We do things like the King of Jordan's birthday. That was quite fun. Lots of balloon festivals. So a whole host of stuff based on the so it's good fun.
All right, awesome. And of course here, although you're based out of the UK, you were flying under the Dutch banner. And representing Team Holland in the team disciplines. Did you also represent in other disciplines, or just the team disciplines?
Just dual and pair. So so we're very happy to support our Dutch friends. At the time of choosing the teams, the UK had more teams and more people than we could deal with. And Holland's team, unfortunately, were committed to something else, and they couldn't make it. So to help have extra countries here and facilitate that, sort of agreed, we thought it'd be great fun to fly with Holland. Stefan's our sponsor anyway, he makes our kites. And what better way to arrive at a competition than have the designer and maker of your kites as the team captain to fix stuff if you need it. It's great.
Oh no, yeah. We've been laughing on Team USA that Team Holland has 4 Stefans. Stefan, Stevens, and we're like, wait, which one are you talking about? Are you talking about Dutch Stefan, Belgian Stefan, Steven? Like, which one are you talking about when you reference the Holland team?
Well, if it's time to buy the beer, then it's Steve's. So, but other than that, it doesn't matter.
Okay. What have you guys thought about the World Kite Cup?
Gary?
It's been interesting. Would have obviously we would prefer the win to be better on the team day, but we can't complain. Everyone's done what they were supposed to do, and the result was quite good.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you guys are somewhat used to this weather a little bit more than other teams, but
we have been. How long have you been coming here?
I've been coming here since 1996, so I have a little bit of experience and the rest of us since 2000. So you kind of get a little bit of home field advantage when you know, particularly when the wind was from the town as it was from the team competition.
Yeah.
You know that there is a very finite edge, and you can go up to that edge, but a centimetre past it, and you're dead. So you sacrifice some precision or quite a bit of precision to stay forward, but at least you get to finish.
You'll actually keep kites in the air if you're in that bottom half of the bottom downwind side of the field.
And absolutely, you don't put in the ballet performance that you would have been training for and that you hope for, but it does mean that you finish and you put in a whole presentable. So it's a calculated risk. But I think you paid off for us.
Nice. I've mainly talked to a lot of the newer teams, so like Team USA. We have a lot of brand new flyers and first-time competitors, not just World Cup, but like literally their first competition ever. Same with Taiwan. This is their first competition for some of them. I know same for Colombia and stuff like that. So they've been soaking up the knowledge, and what they're taking away, right, is learning from those of you that have been doing this for 30 years. So as the legacy flyers, shall we say,
It's the old ones.
Yeah.
That's what she's saying.
Steve.
No, I don't want to say old hats, right? You guys have
Just old.
You just old, yeah. But we were joking. Team UK is the bald, and I'm the beautiful. So we were poking at them for that. But no, what have you guys taken away or learned at this event?
Well, we have learned that hard work and practice pays off.
Yes.
Because had we not done that, then and the competition day and conditions are never ideal. So you've always got to practice at the extremes because you know that on the day it's going to be one of the extremes, one way or the other. And that's certainly how it turned out to be.
Yeah.
So it paid off. So yeah, very nervous on the day. Even almost switched kites at the last moment, but I think we made the right choices. And we got the right result. Yeah.
Which that nervousness I want to touch back on in a second. But have you learned anything from the event or from other competitors you're taking away and taking back with you to your flying field?
Daniel?
I think the only thing that's learning everybody is just as nervous. It doesn't matter how much you compete. Apart from it, maybe it's your first time, you're not as nervous because you don't know what's coming. But I think learn from Stefan, he is still nervous. All the French team, they're still apprehensive. So I think
You look at the guys from the French dual line team who are cool, calm. They are the absolute masters of their craft. And it's only afterwards you discover they're having the same conversations, the same internal doubt and questioning, and so you realise actually we are pretty much all the same. No matter how cool you look on the outside, you're all still shaking inside.
Yeah, I've had that conversation a lot in other sports that I participate in. Another sport I've been playing and coaching for 13 years, and I routinely introducing new people, and they're always freaked out. They're like, "I'm so nervous. You look so calm." I'm like, "Oh no, I gotta pee, and I think I'm gonna go throw up before the game." But that's just normal now. I'm fully prepared for that anxiety. So that's the only difference. That anxiety is still there.
I think one of the biggest takeaways from me has been that whether you're coming in because you really think you've got a shot at the title and you've been doing it a long time, or because you've come for the first time to really see it, everybody is taking something away. They're going back with more than they came with, whether that's friendships or in knowledge or just the joy of being here. And so you might have a competition and you say the aim is to win the world title, and that's brilliant, of course. It's something we all strive for.
Yeah.
But it turns out that it's a whole beginning. And that's for me that's wonderful.
I think also the fact that in kite flying all the teams get on with each other, so there's no real animosity or anything like that.
No.
We're all big mates.
Only within the team.
We only get angry at each other inside our own team. Yeah.
And I think as well, it's wonderful that we are truly a mixed sport, and we've managed as Team Holland to help a gender mixed team get onto the podium and help represent. I know we sit here as a table of white men, but we've managed to help a little bit with Ingeborg.
You had the only woman to stand on the podium was in your team, so I have mad respect for that. I love seeing that. I want more women on the kite field.
For sure, and if you look back over the years, pretty much all of the most successful World Cup teams have had at least a mixture of men and women. It doesn't seem to be a gender specific. In fact, the more you have the mix, the more rounded the team is, and I think you get a much better result. So I would definitely sort of applaud that and say we need to focus more on that and bring a wider diversity.
It brings up it's a continuous conversation of mine. It's something of big interest for me, is how that diversity of flying comes about, and how, in a way, not maliciously intentional, but the competition field and the performance field has been dictated by who has been there, which has traditionally been, white men. And so women stepping onto the field, or other, countries stepping onto the field, and they're bringing different styles and different flavor of flying. It's not always completely receptive, and again, it's not malicious. It's just we've all kind of been trained to one style of flight, and forget that there's these other styles that can come in, and we definitely saw it pretty heavy with Euro style tends to be pretty punchy. You guys have some very hard, fast, repetitive corners. And a lot of that is because you guys have maintained skill and the high level flyers here. In the US, we've lost a lot of those, so we tend to have a lot more flowing, moving.
Oh yeah, but it also does depend what music you choose.
Yes.
So sometimes the music dictates how you fly, and in fact the music should dictate
Right.
exactly how you fly.
Yeah, and even music choice, right? Like, none of us back home are going to pick show tunes to fly to. And that seems
See, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
I don't like show tunes, right? But that seems to
Right,
be
I'm going.
Yeah. That seems to be the preferred music choice for over here.
It's possibly not the preferred music choice, it's just the one that has a greater degree of success. One of the reasons that I particularly prefer that style, although we're flying to MI3, which is film music, is because as a kite flyer, I have a range of skills from slow to fast, aggressive to smooth, tricks, a whole bunch of stuff. And if I take a modern pop song, which has verse, chorus, bridge,
Yeah.
that allows me to show maybe 60% of the type of things that I can do. But an overture, which has a range of melodies, a range of feelings and moods, allows me to show 80% of what I can do. So if I want to win against Start Air, and everybody does, but
Yeah.
you know, it's nice to have aspirations.
Yeah.
You have to be able to show everything.
Yeah.
And a lot of the music, and particularly the contemporary film music now, with this, doesn't have the sort of range that, say, a John Williams theme would have had in the past.
Yeah.
You don't have that emotional attachment to it, which leaves you whistling the tune when you go off the film. In fact, the Taiwanese demonstration team, that absolutely fantastic, humorous
The
routine.
bad little...
Yeah, so
Yeah,
like the Wim Away song. We're all
yeah.
sitting in the queue going, Wim Away, away.
Yeah.
Because it's left you with something, and
Yes.
that's what you want to do. Is you want to leave the people watching with a memory of your routine and an association. And I think musical theatre, particularly but film soundtracks, something that has that sort of emotional, psychological attachment to it.
It also goes in phases. I mean, for a long time, everyone was using music from The Matrix, and it
Yeah.
was just that was all it was. And then going back to the Skydance days, you were still doing
Yeah, for me, it's if I look at a showpiece or a show tune, it already has a story associated with it. So now you're trying to be a part of that story instead of telling me a story that I'm watching, right? So and that's just my personal flavor. Like if I'm going to compete, I'm probably going to pick a piece of music that I can tell you a story and I want to make a connection with. Not I'm part and parcel of a story that's already told.
I agree totally with you. The thing about it coming here is that everyone's flying on show tunes
Right.
that are in English, and the audience haven't got a clue what they're saying.
Right, exactly.
So they have to look at what you're doing.
Yeah.
They don't know what the song's about. You just saw that one of the French flyers.
Yep.
We all thought, can we fly to this?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There was some music where
exactly.
definitely would not pass on it. I
okay.
was like, wow, that was a pretty strong lyric in the middle of that, but I don't think.
Because 98% of the audience don't understand it.
Woo!
Just as well.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what happens.
Yeah. No, and it is a fair point because then again, you go back to they probably remember the music from the movie, but they may not know the lyrics associated with it.
Yeah.
I'm also, again, my personal preference. No, I don't like lyrics in music if I'm going to fly to it because it's distracting. I want to fly to the harmony or the melody or the bass.
I think it depends on how you use the lyrics. If you can fly with those as well as the music, like we do with the pair, we play very much on the she said, I said, that kind of thing, then you have to work. But if you're ignoring the lyrics and then only flying towards underneath them, then it doesn't work. So you have to use all of the music and tell the story that's available in the music. So all music has, to some degree, a narrative. It just depends on
what you're going to tap into.
Yeah.
And I really, that's, I guess, what I really love seeing all the different teams is everyone's picking a different music and a different aspect of music to latch on to.
And another strength of a competition like this is, and it used to happen in Europe quite a lot, is that each country definitely has a style.
Yes.
You can pretty much look at a team flying and say, right, they're from Germany. Oh, that's definitely a US team.
Yeah.
And what you can do is you can look at those and analyze those. Okay, there's something about that that's appealing and attractive. Maybe I don't like the whole and it wouldn't work for me, but actually that particular bit, that's really good. And then I like what the Germans are doing with their close precision and their really tight formation. So we're going to borrow a little bit of that, and then eventually you kind of take a little bit of everything and it lifts your own because you've then evolved and you've moved forward. If you don't see that, you just stick with your own stuff.
It gets us out of that siloed way of thinking and being like, oh, okay, well, like I know my reason of why for my own music I'm not a fan of show tunes is because when I see show tunes back home, it's not impressive, right? I see it here, and if I had seen this type of flying to show tunes, it would have been different, right? I would have maybe had a different art and taken bits from that. But yeah, like definitely what you guys fly to, I'm like, no, I love it. That's good. That's good. I like it. I see the play, and like you were saying, the lyrics. I see that, I can do this, you can do this.
And a great thing for me is, I'm sorry to keep talking with you guys while you use, but the technology has allowed us to create better music choices. Not only have we got the ability to mix and match whole chunks of things together to make a new piece of music, to have those wide variety of things.
Yeah.
You've then got music platforms. You can say, well, I like this song, but some of the orchestration doesn't quite give it. And then you've got 30 versions of that song, and you can go away and you find, okay, the tempo's better than this one. I like that one. And I think that's been a real innovation and enabled us to really then extend the kite flying, because you're not limited to things you've got on a cassette or an album.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, speaking of technology, like Team USA, they came with a song, right? They get here and they see what it sounds like out here with the winds, and they realize that for everybody, the audience and the judges, there's what sounds like a false ending. So, like a day before their discipline, we edited the music and sent in the new piece. So we cut the false ending, so they just end when they're supposed to end, instead of having this like false ending. So it's the ability to do that on the fly now
it's mind blowing. Can you imagine that even 5 years ago?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's good.
All right. Well, we made it a lot about performance and all that. Do you guys have anything else you want to add? Definitely, I want to do an interview at some point where it's not 70-kilometer-an-hour gusting wind outside and we can hear each other better. But
I'd be interested to feel how Daniel feels about hanging out with a group of old men and flying with a very disparate age.
As the young one on the crew?
How does that feel?
Yeah. Puts you on the spot.
Don't be too honest.
Well, it's interesting. Being in Edinburgh and living with everybody that's my age, and then coming and spending 10 days. So the closest one in my team to my age is 30 years older than I am.
That happens to be your dad.
Yeah, absolutely. It's quite an interesting shift in dynamics, and to be a carer for some of us is it's interesting.
He has to pick my kites up. I can't bend down.
Yeah.
But it's good fun. It's always fun. It's like a family though, with Uncle Steve, Grandpa.
So that's how you identify the different Stefan Stevens is Grandpa Steve, Dad's.
It's interesting. But it's been nice this week to have Stefan and Ingeborg, who are a bit closer to me.
Yeah.
They're still a little bit older than I am, but it's. But there isn't anybody who flies kites the same age as me, though. So it's been nice to have some people closer in my age, but it's nice. But it's better because they buy me the beer for me, because I'm still the young one. So.
Still the poor student.
Yeah. So
living in a foreign country.
Yeah. It's nice, but and it's nice to be in the same country as them again. So. I live away, so
Daniel's
it's
still
been
teaching us how to fly kites.
Oh, nice. He's showing you some of the new moves.
He's keeping us sharp and up to date. Yeah.
Nice. Nice. All right. Well, thank you guys so much. And definitely we're going to have to try and do like a virtual recording at some point where it's not as crazy, windy, rainy.
Good luck with that. That'll be about next Wednesday.
There's always Zoom.
Exactly. There's Zoom, Google Meet. We'll do one of those. I'll wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning and call from the States. But yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much, guys.
Let's go and fly.
Yeah.
Let's
Try and go fly in this.
Let's go and fly.
No.